Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to be creating merch in Adobe Express, or I should say designing merch in Adobe Express. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to have a little think about why merch might be good for your business. But obviously, you might decide that you just want to make it for yourself, maybe for your friends and family, just create a fun design. And obviously that'll totally work as well. But there are some real benefits to creating merch for your business. So a couple of those are things like boosting brand recognition. So often you will have heard people talk about, especially in marketing, that people need to see something or an offer or something that you have for sale. I think it's like something like 7 to 14 times before they're willing to buy. And so this is just another way that people can become familiar with your brand. They will recognize it more readily. I think it'll encourage them to check it out and to potentially buy your services or products. It also keeps you in the forefront of their mind. So if they have some merch with your branding on at any point when they might need your service or your product, they're more likely to think of your business because they have something that has your branding on that reminds them that your business exists. And then next up, it'll help you stand out amongst the competition. I think people often love merch. They love getting it, being gifted it. There might be situations where you decide you want to sell it. And then that sort of brings me on to my next point, which is that it helps build brand loyalty. And, you will see that a lot with big brands where people are really loyal to particular businesses. They want to support them. They would potentially buy the merch, but also, it's going to build brand loyalty if it's gifted to them as well. People enjoy getting stuff for free, especially if it's good quality and it's nicely designed. So yeah, it can be a really fun way of building community, of engaging with your audience, of giving something back to your customers or clients who support your business. So that's a little bit about why it could be good for your business. Let's dive right in and we will start designing some merch in Adobe Express. So I'm just going to head to the home screen and I'm going to hit on the big plus button up in the top left-hand corner. And I'm going to start with A4 size for this. I just thought that'd be nice and easy. But it's going to vary depending on what merch you want to make. In a bit, we'll have a look at some mock-ups and we'll check out how the merch is looking on different products, how the design's working on different products. But bear that in mind when you create your canvas. Now, if the thought of a blank page freaks you out, then feel free to check out the templates in Adobe Express. You can start from one of those and you can completely customize it to your own style. You can also head over into design and you can apply your brand, which is such a handy tool. So if you want to do that, make sure that everything's looking on brand. That's great. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure is I don't want my design to be sort of in a box, in a rectangle. So I'm going to make sure that it sort of has lots of different elements. I guess kind of like messy edges is what I'm looking for, because I think that's going to work better when I apply it. But you could totally have it in a rectangle if that's what you wanted. It kind of depends on your design. So the first thing I'm going to do is head over to backgrounds and find some fun things that we can use there. So I want to find maybe like a cool monochrome. So maybe like a chessboard. Ooh, I can never spell when I do these things. Chessboard. Let's have a look and see what we can find. Maybe we need patterns. Let me just move my face over here. Let's go back and have a look. That's not bringing up quite the things that I want. Oh, we can find some cool things in Doodle. Oh, here we go. Maybe something in geometric will do the trick. I want something that's like quite graphic and stands out. Maybe a bit of gingham, square grids. That looks cool. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Let's see what we can find here. Some solid lines. Maybe even this chevron could be quite fun. Now this has ended up pinning it to the background, which is not what I want. So over here you'll just see it says add to background. I'm just going to toggle that off and now it's going to make it an image that I can adjust because I want this to be a bit smaller. So I'm going to bring it over here like this. I'm going to leave the background yellow for now, just so that we can see it clearer. But I will be deleting that eventually because I'm going to want to have a transparent background. So I'm going to want to save it as a PNG with a transparent background. Right, I'm just going to find some fun stuff. I did a kind of question box on my Instagram asking for suggestions of what could go on this merch design. And someone suggested, not my circus, not my monkeys. So I don't know if you've heard that phrase before. I think it's a Polish proverb from when I was Googling it. And it's basically kind of like, you know, reminding people to stay in their lane and yeah, not everything's your problem. So I'm going to head over here and have a look at some of the textiles. And I actually really love this one. I think the drop shadow looks really cool on this. So I'm just going to ungroup this. And I might keep that circle, but maybe I'll bring it up here for now. And I'm going to change this to say, not my circus. Let's drag that out. So we've got not my circus. I think trying to think of things, fun things to say on merch is really difficult. But I think if it's for your brand, like you might decide that it's just going to have like some of your branding elements on, maybe like your business name, that kind of thing. You don't need to sort of overthink it. But for this video, I'm just making something, just something fun. Not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys. Yes, I'm just gonna go with something fun and playful, but you know, feel free to share some merch suggestions in the comments. What would you like to see on a t-shirt, on a hat? You never know, maybe we'll get it made at some point, but yeah, we'd love some suggestions. So what might actually be fun is to bring this round. Hang on, I'm gonna actually put this up here. That's what I wanted to do. Not my circus. I want to keep it in the double line like that. Not my circus, and then we'll do the same with not my monkeys down here. Let's there we go. And we can just make that bigger. And I'm going to play around with the colours for sure. I do like the monochrome kind of vibe, but I think we need a bit of colour. So maybe we'll go for a pink for the text, and then let me just move myself again. You'll see over here it's got a shadow on, and so if we go to the drop down here, we can change what the shadow colour is. So you'll also see there's an outline on the text as well. So there's lots of different elements that you can customize. I like it with the blue. So if you wanted to change the outline, you can either like toggle that off. It definitely looks better with an outline in my opinion, but you can change the color of that as well. So maybe you want to bring another color into it again. I like it with black, so I'm going to keep the black there. And then I think for this one, I'm going to just do the same again, but in reverse. So I'm going to change the color to the blue. And I'm going to change the drop shadow to the pink. And we'll see how that is looking. Yeah, I think that's pretty fun. And I like this like monochrome in the background. I'm not sure about the color of that. So let's just ungroup it. Oh, it's lots of different bits, I think. Oh, nice. We've got a few different circles going on here. So I might bring that over like that. Might change this to maybe a green would work nicely. So you can have a play around. I feel like what could be fun now is to head into shapes and see if we can find any monkeys. Oh yes, this is perfect. This is the sort of thing that I want. And we can have some fun with this. We can like change the color. Don't want to bring too many colors in. Maybe we should go with the orange for that. And I think what I might do is bring a black circle behind it. There's also an outline here which we can add onto it, which could work really well. Let's see how this looks. There's lots of things. Oh, yay. I like that. There's lots of things to play around with. Let me just zoom in a bit and we can get that nicely lined up. There we go. That is looking cool. I feel like it still needs a bit of something. So I might just bring it over like this. Let's group it together, which has got handily up there. I'm just going to spin it round. And let's head back over into shapes, because I think I want to find, yeah, like maybe something like this, like a starburst. Let's have a look what we can see. Maybe a star. Let's see what stars we've got. I want like just, oh, something like this I think could work. Oh, that's nice. Let's go with that. This is one of the things I love about Adobe Express, is it just makes it so easy to play around and experiment and just try different things. And then you can open up this like layers panel and just drag the order around so you can get things where you want them to be. So I think that's looking cool. Might just bring this text up a bit here. And I think I might just copy and paste this and have another little one down here in a different color. Maybe we'll bring that pink in again. Fun, nice. Maybe we'll go with one more over here and we'll go with black. And one last thing I'm going to do is just bring in, I'm gonna bring a white circle behind the monkey's face because I'm not loving the overlap there. So let me just get rid of star and we'll go into basic shapes. And let us know in the comments if you have designed any merch yourself, how it turned out, how you found the process. There's so many different potentials of like what you could do. I used to make enamel pins for one of my businesses, which I think is a really fun option for merch. Also stickers are always a winner. You know, so this design could end up, we could end up taking elements of it and turning it into a sticker design, which could be really cool. So the last thing that I'm going to do is go back to basic shapes and get a square. And I'm just going to add that into the background just so that we don't have any issues with this sort of monochrome pattern that we've got going on. Let me just make this a bit smaller. Now I don't want it to be that colour. I'm gonna try the black. We'll just take that into the background. Nice. I think that's getting there. I think I just want to change this, the colour of this. Maybe we'll bring the green in again. Cool. So I like how that is looking. I might just sort of bring it all into the center of my canvas a little bit. And now, as I mentioned, I'm going to change the color of the background to white. And what I'm going to do is head to download, and I'm going to save it as a PNG with a transparent background. So if we just click start that download, and we'll get that saved. I definitely should have named my project, but that'll do for now. So let me just get that into the desktop. And now we are going to head into Photoshop and have a little play around with how this looks on some mockups. Now, I downloaded a bunch of mockups before starting this video. that I could play around with. They are mockups with smart layers, so it makes it really easy to add your design, and I think it really helps to create mockups to get an idea of whether it's going to look good, whether your design's going to work in the setup that you want. So I've got a tote bag, a t-shirt, a baseball cap, and a mug. So maybe let's start off with the t-shirt, and if we head over into layers, we can go in and edit it. So it says here, add your image. So that's what we're going to do. So let me just open up our PNG with transparent background. Oh, it's not letting me get to there we go. And then we can just drag that over. So drag it onto our artboard. I'm just going to hit Command T so that I can transform it. And we'll just make it fill. In fact, we might not want to make it fill the whole thing. It depends. In fact, yeah, let's see how it looks on the mock-up. We want it to just be on the chest area. So I'm just going to take off the design that was already there. And then we'll just close this layer and click Save. And it's going to show us how it looks on the t-shirt. Now that actually looks pretty cool, but this isn't what I was going, it's way too big. This isn't what I was going for. So I'm going to head back over to layers, hit Command Transform again, and I'm going to make it a lot smaller so that hopefully it's just going to appear on the chest of the t-shirt. So let's hit save there again. Right, we're nearly getting there. We just need to nudge it over slightly, and then I think we're on to a winner. And then with this mock-up, I can change the t-shirt color really easily. So if I just click in here, I can move it around. We can see what looks good. Maybe having it on the black would look cool. But actually, maybe just keeping it sort of simple with a white or a light grey, I think could be nice. And you can also adjust the collar. So we can head into the collar color, and maybe we'll grab a color from our design, and that adds like a really fun detail. So you can see how easy it is to get an idea of how the merch is gonna look like. Depending on like where you're getting your merch printed, you're probably gonna want to liaise with your printer about what sort of color, what sort of size, they're gonna want the document to be. But yeah, they're usually pretty good at giving you the specs that you need, and then you can factor that in when you are creating your artwork in Adobe Express. So let's just have a look at how this could look on a tote bag. So we'll just drag our design over again. It's really, I think often, I especially find this with clients as a designer, like mock-ups can be great because often it's like hard to imagine, an idea from someone just explaining it. So for them to be able to see it and see how it's actually going to look on a real product, I think is really fun. So again, great, we've got our design there, but let's just change the color. Oh, hang on, that's not the right layer that I want. What am I looking for? Oh, okay, so I think I would need to change the color in the design. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to add another layer in here. Oh, my face is in the way. Let me just move my face out of the way. And I'm just going to fill. So let's go with, actually, there's like a nice purple there. So yeah, nice. I really like that. So let's go with that. So we'll go deselect layers, deselect, and we'll save. And we'll see how this looks on our bag. Perfect. So it fills the whole tote bag, which is really nice. And then next up, we can change the handle strap color. So I'm just going to double click on that. And again, I'm going to use the pipette tool, pick a color from the design. And I think that actually makes for something that's like really fun, really bright and playful. You can also, if you're using these mock-ups, so I use these a lot in presentations for branding clients so that they can imagine, so they can visualize what their branding is going to look like in different situations, not necessarily on a tote bag, but you can change the background color as well. So I'll often just sort of make it an on-off gray, something like that. So we've got our tote bag, we've got our t-shirt. Let's have a look and see how this is going to work on a baseball cap. I'm not a big baseball cap wearer, I'll be honest. So yeah, this isn't one that I usually go for. But let's just grab that over. It's going to look a little... I'm on the wrong... I've got the wrong thing selected. Let's just drag that over. Now, obviously, this is a much smaller space. So you would potentially want to tweak your design for this particular product, because you'd want to, you know, make it a bit wider and not as tall. And that's so easy to do in Adobe Express. In fact, if we head back over there, what we can do is we can add another page. So we'll duplicate this page and we'll resize it. And if we go for something like this Facebook page cover, we can then sort of rejig the elements that we had, and we can get them into a sort of better layout for the baseball cap. So we can just like move things around, get stuff sort of in the right place, so that it's not all yeah, not quite the same dimensions, like congregated together. So let's just bring that over here. Oh, we had there's another circle under there. I think there's a few circles, a whole bunch of different circles that I didn't realize were there. There we go. Okay, let's just try that. So if I download this as also with a transparent PNG, and then we can have a look. You might even decide that you want to, in fact, you might decide that you want to simplify it right down again for this. We'll try this one, but you could like get rid of a whole bunch of elements and just have the text and maybe the little monkey. So there's loads of potential for, you know, ways that you can sort of adjust your designs based on what type of merch it is heading onto. So let's just get that over onto the desktop as well, and we'll head back into Photoshop. Create a new layer. So let me just minimize that. We'll get up our other design, which is great, and we'll just drag that over, and hopefully this is going to sort of fit a little bit better with these dimensions. Let me hide that one. And then hopefully we can have a look and see how it is looking on our baseball cap. Oh, that's actually really fun. Okay, you'll see that it's kind of gone over the edge, so we just need to double check that. But I actually quite like how it looks. I'm just gonna bring it up slightly and have another look. And obviously you don't have to fill the whole canvas there. Nice. Okay, great. And now what we can do is we can go through and change the colors of the background elements. So maybe for this, we might decide that we want to go for this yellow. And then for the sort of peak of the cap, we might decide to go for the pink. Let's get the pink from here. Ooh. Bit lighter. Let's go for something a bit more like that. There we go. So yeah, quite fun and playful. It's coming together. I think probably for a hat you've got a smaller canvas and you might want to go for a simpler design, but you get the idea. And this is why I think it's good to mock it up as well, is to make sure that your design actually works on the product that you're planning to print your merch on. Because it just, yeah, as I mentioned, it might be that you need slightly different variations for the different items. Next up, let's try it on a mug. So we'll just hide that layer. We need to get this version and drag it over. And I've just done Command T and we'll just transform that. Just sort of get it in the middle. We don't want it to be too big, I don't think. And let's hit save on that. Ah, fun. And then again, we can just like go in and change the color. So we might decide maybe we'll go for like a gray like we had before. And again, you can see how it looks. Another option is if you are watching this video and you're thinking, this is great, I want to apply, I don't want to make merch to promote my brand, but I want to like apply designs that I've made to products, you can actually mock them up and pre-sell them. So you just need to make sure that you're really clear, in your listings with all the information about the products. But you could create a mock-up and pre-sell before anything actually goes to print. You're just going to want to check that the mock-up looks as close to the actual product that you're getting printed as possible, and be really upfront that that it's a mock-up and it's a pre-sale. But yeah, so I really hope that you found this video helpful. There's so many different things that you can do. So many designs that you can create in Adobe Express, and some really fun merch options. So these are just a few ideas, like the tote bag, the t-shirt, the cap, and the mug. But yeah, as I mentioned before, enamel pins are a really fun one to do. Stickers. Let us know your merch ideas in the comments. I'm always looking for new things that I can get made and printed. One of my favorite branded merch items that I got printed for my business was some chocolate bars. So I designed a branded chocolate bar wrapper. And then I sent those out as gifts to clients and podcast guests to say thank you for working with me. And it went down really, really well, and they shared them on social media, and yeah, it builds a buzz around your business. So definitely something that I think is worth doing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you found this helpful. And check out all the other amazing live streams showing you how you can use Adobe Express to save you time and just create amazing creative projects.